Hey there, Citizen Paler here, and welcome back. Buckle up, I'm going to ramble on for about 10 minutes here about 3.3, a little bit about 3.3.5, what type of content I'm going to try to create on this channel, and just impressions so far of going in. So this is coming somewhat as a middle video as I try and make the other content I was doing. My original plan was when I looked at what I was playing in 3.3, there were two elements to it. One was just experiencing everything that's already been added into the game, but better because of the improved performance, so being able to better enjoy that experience. But it was a lot of the same, so we could talk about the dogfighting or whatever, but that's all been done. It's in the past. We're looking more forward. So the performance, yeah, I've been very happy with that, but it didn't really add anything new. It was just a better way of experiencing the old, right? The only thing that was really newly added, in my opinion, was the ship buying experience. Being able to go out to Teach's shop on Levski, buy ships. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to set up a video, maybe several videos, going from a starter ship, either an Aurora or a Mustang, and finding the best way to make money to progress yourself up to either a Cutlass or a Prospector, whichever one you were more interested in, if you wanted to do mining or whatever. And I was going to ask the questions of like, okay, so you have an Aurora. What is the best way to make credits with that Aurora in order to progress on? And then once you have a certain amount of credits, are you better off buying the Avenger first, which is going to give you a little more utility? You can then, do maybe some of the more bounty hunting style missions, or do you just save up and go straight for that Cutlass? Or do you stop along in the way and get the Buccaneer maybe instead, which has less cargo space but more firepower? There was going to be some questions there I thought to be answered. Unfortunately, it's proving very difficult to get a resolution to this because a large number of the missions are currently broken. So right now, if you go ahead and you jump in, on every server I've been on, I don't want to say it's universal, but every server I've been on, and I've been on probably a half dozen of them, I'm about 10 hours into the live build of 3.3 now. The turn-in guys at Levski and Grim Hex are both broke. So these are the ones where you go up, you drop the package, the container on the counter, you turn to the guy and say, I have a delivery, and then it's supposed to go away and you get credit for it. The NPCs are not interactable. Even some of the other NPCs, like if you go out to Levski, there's what's her name? Ruko? She's kind of supposed to be the one that eventually is going to be in charge of like the mining stuff. You can't interact with her. Oddly enough, some of the NPCs at Levski you can interact with. Some of the NPCs at Levski are moving around doing their normal thing. So Levski seems to be a little bit off, but for the most part, a lot of at least the courier type missions, the go out, find this destroyed Starfarer, grab the package and bring it to me at Grim Hex, bring it to me at Olisar, a lot of those are currently broken. And that makes things very difficult because I believe the best way to make credits, and this isn't going to be good for the people with just the starter ships, but the best way to make credits is basically going the bounty route, going the negative route, where you're going to get crime stats. So you start off with destroying the data skimmers at Grim Hex, which is going to give you a negative rep, but then you're going to get contacted by Rudo, that guy. You're going to get contacted by Rudo in order to do these missions. And some of these missions, even like the first wave around, start paying upwards of close to about 3,000 Alpha UEC, and you can do them in 5-ish minutes. So the return's not super high, not when we're looking to make like 1.6 million, but 3,000 Alpha UEC for 5 minutes worth of work is a lot better than 500 Alpha UEC for 5 minutes worth of work. So it's a significant step up, and I think they will continue to progress on. Eventually you run into Miles Eckhart out at Levski, and he seems to be working too. But it's very hit or miss, right? So, a lot of Rudo's missions are bring these items back to Grim Hex, but half of them are also go kill this guy, take his cargo, and then deliver it to this random shelter down on a moon. Well, those work. Like you can just walk in and there's no delivery person. You just take it in, you drop it on the floor in the shelter, and you get credit. And it's like, all right, yay. Or some of them are literally just kill the person. There's no cargo. Those work. But it's just the fact that these NPCs don't work is making it very difficult. And I'm guessing there's going to be a patch here this week to address it. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to be like a server-side patch. They just need to maybe cycle some things and boom, all of a sudden these NPCs start working and we'll see nothing on our client side. Or if it's going to be a client-side update and we're going to get everything wiped. Because of that, I'm kind of taking a wait and see. Rather than spending, 20 hours working on getting my rep up, getting my credits up, and then losing everything on Wednesday because there's a patch, I'm just going to wait. Once the NPCs are in and everything seems to be pretty stable, then I'm going to go ahead and start doing these videos. But I kind of think that the current mission system isn't set up for the costs of the ship buys. I think what's going to happen is once Hurston opens up, there's going to be better missions because you're going to be able to run cargo from Olisar out to Hurston. It's going to be a much longer distance. There should be a better return on it. So maybe if you have something like in Aurora and you can only get one SCU or whatever into it, but that one SCU making, 300,000 or 3,000 units off of that one SCU compared to making 15 units off that SCU, all of a sudden that cargo running becomes a lot more usable. You'd be able to get a turnaround a lot quicker. So I think right now we're kind of hindered because A, the mission system's broken because half the NPCs don't work, but also B, we're only seeing the missions in one small area, and once Hurston opens up in 3.3.5, things will be a lot more in depth. And then maybe we can look at it and be like, oh, okay, so now there's a reliable way over the course of, say, 30 hours to farm out a prospector. And then you'll have that prospector for maybe 5 or 6 weeks before the next patch drops and resets everything. Yeah, long ramble around. Basically, I want to do tutorials type videos about Star Citizen. I was working on them, but unfortunately the 3.3 build, while the performance side of it has been quite impressive, I've been very happy about it. I've not been able to really dive into it and capture much good footage and really build too much simply because the NPCs aren't working. And rather than beat my head against the wall to have everything reset, I'm going to kind of just take a hold, a wait and see on that. In the short term, though, I have discovered some things that I think maybe are helpful. I got to put together a little bit of a list here, but I've been running with some new people that are jumping in now that have not played Star Citizen maybe in 5 years, maybe ever. They've heard some good things about 3.3, so they're jumping in, trying it out. So I wanted to maybe put together a little 10-minute videos of like, here are 4 things to help you get through this. And I've already thought about a few of them. Like I know one of the ones that I've run into quite a bit is you do a multi-route quantum jump, right? So say you're going to Security Station Korea in order to reduce your bounty, and you got to do 3 jumps, right? So you jump from the first to the second point. When you get there, you turn in a line, and you don't get the quantum spooling thing, just doesn't show up. Well, for a new player, they might be like, well, am I doing something wrong? Do I have to press a button? Well, what's really happening is there just seems to be a little bit of a glitch where if you look away, you get your crosshair 15 degrees up and to the left or whatever, just away from the icon, give it a few seconds, then come back, all of a sudden you can spool up and then you can go. So little things like that, little tips and tricks for new players is what I'm going to be going for starting off. Now work's going to be very busy. As we get into Thanksgiving, there's a few days down here or there. That point, I can hopefully get a few more of these recorded, but I also have to find like the right ones to do. Like here are the good list of ones that'll really help people out. When I've put in so many hours, it's hard to really know what's great for new players. So actually, I think what a good thing would be, in the comments down below, if you're having issues, if you're running into problems, how to do A, B, or C, ask them, and I'll see about addressing those in some of these videos. Other than that, yeah, that's kind of where we stand. Performance on 3.3, in my opinion, it's good. I realize there's going to be some people that really want to nitpick, and I think we got to keep several things in mind. One, this is only client side. So the object container streaming and all of that hasn't been implemented server side. So there still is the occasional hitch. The performance also isn't completely stable. There's going to be certain areas where I'm getting 70 to 90 FPS. Generally, I'm hovering somewhere in the upper 50s. But then there's areas where sometimes you go and you're going to be down around 30 FPS. I was coming back to Olisar last night, I think, and there were 3 hammerheads out. There was also a caterpillar and a few other things. And then, so probably between those 3 hammerheads and some of the other ships, most of the server population was right there at Port Olisar. And because of that, yeah, I was getting like 25, 30 FPS. I have noticed though, and I'd love to hear other people's opinions on this, even when I'm at lower frame rates, it still feels a lot better than it did at lower frame rates. And I think what they've done is they've decoupled the game clock and everything. And this was, I hinted at this a little bit before. It's something called, I think it's referred to as frame timing. And there's been a little bit of a recent discussion about this because Fallout 76 apparently had a little bit of this issue where essentially like an animation would have, say, maybe 20 frames to it, right? And if you're running at 20 frames a second, that animation would finish in 1 second. Or if you're running at 60 frames a second, it would finish in about a third of a second, right? So the game would actually, while their frame rate gets lower, it also feels much slower when you're running at the lower frame rate. Well, what I feel like what's going on within Star Citizen, I don't know if it's always been this way, like say you jump back to Port Olisar and you go ahead and you've landed in your ship and you turn and you tell it to exit. Well, that seed animation of you turning and getting out, regardless of if you're running at 20 frames a second or 60 frames a second, it always finishes in the same amount of time. Obviously, you see half or a third as many frames if you're at what you see 1/3 is if you're at 20 frames compared to 60 frames, but it's still from the time you click the button to exit until you're out of the seat is the same time regardless. It's not time frame rate. So because of this, even though you might only be getting 20 frames a second, the game still feels fairly responsive as you're doing things. If you tell your weapon, you press the number key to pull a weapon out, you might only get 5 frames of it coming out compared to if you're at 60 frames a second, you'd get 15 frames of it coming out, but it always finishes at the same time, in the same time window, just making the game feel better. And that for me has been probably the biggest boon of this patch. It just feels more responsive. It also helps that we don't get the big server hangs that we used to. On occasion you still get them, but for the most part the server runs a lot smoother. Yeah, I think that about covers it. We rambled on enough. Happy with performance, disappointed with Broken Quest, guys. Not going to spend too much time beating my head against the wall trying to make money until I know we're not going to be reset for a little bit, and then we'll go from there. If you have any questions, if you're running into little issues like how do I do this, how do I do that, where is this, leave them in the comments down below. I'll look about doing them in some videos. Until next time, though, this has been Paller. Thanks for watching.